Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Man United Agenda preview show of the Southampton game. And here we are to give you all of the juicy goss. Well, guys, welcome. We're here tonight to discuss the Southampton game, and no better way to do it after a delightful victory last night of 4-1 in the Europa. OMONDI Juma, how are you? Because I know I'm still smiling from ear to ear after that dump back to the high of the last couple of days.
Yeah, the result sounds good, 4-1, doesn't it? I mean, going the first leg, we wanted a big lead to go to Real Betis because going there, maybe we were close to a result of 1 or 2 goals. It would have been risky because I think they're going to put it on you on their grounds. But really happy with the result. Still improvements that can be made. That's what we're here to do, critique the side. There's still areas where I feel that we could improve. But then again, it's the manager. We've bounced back. We've shown a lot of character. We picked the same team. We've come back with the same team, and the guys stepped up there and answered some critics. Because there are a lot of critics out there, like Anthony, for example, scoring a goal, and Bruno putting in a good performance. This is what you want to see. So, as professional players, playing for Man United, they showed they got the pride to come back and represent, and they did just that.
So, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we have a new addition to the Man United agenda. We have Casper, fellow compadre of OMONDI Juma. Casper, how are you keeping?
Yeah, I'm good, guys. Thanks for having me on, mate. It's an absolute pleasure to be on this great channel. Thanks for OMONDI, especially for this opportunity.
That's good. That's good. That's what we like to hear. So what we're going to do is, guys, we're going to get into this show tonight, and we're going to get in, and we're going to start off with the opposition. So this weekend, our opposition is Southampton. Now, luckily enough for us, I'm delighted that we're playing at home. So Southampton, they're a good club. I've always had a lot of admiration for them, ever from the earlier days when we used to have the likes of Matt Letizia in there, and it was the Dell, and I've always liked them from back then, and I still like them now. They're a good club that's produced them. They've fallen on a little bit of hard time now lately. They lost, well, when I say lost, they released Ralph Hasenhüttl. They got Nathan Jones to step in. Didn't work out quite well, and now they brought in Ruben Selles. So what's happened is they've had a little bit of an up-down season since last November, since Hasenhüttl left. But the fortunes have changed now under Selles, OMONDI, and they've won out of their last 3 games. They won 2 of them. One against Chelsea, one against Leicester, and they've lost against Leeds. What do you make of that for us going into our game now this weekend?
It's the unexpected, isn't it? When we're coming into this game, we think, right, Southampton, bottom of the league, should be points for us. But you just never know. The Premiership is such a good league. And there's so many big teams down there. You've got Everton down there, West Ham as well. Teams you don't expect. They're established Premiership teams. Southampton are born and bred on youth academy. You talk about Oxlade-Chamberlain, Theo Walcott, Gareth Bell, all these sort of players have come through. Matt Letizia as well. There's another one. Alan Shearer has come through. So you can see that's how they build. That's how they make themselves sustainable. And I'm really interested to see what they're doing right now, because obviously we're playing this weekend. But I want them to stay up, but not from this week. I want to get a good result against them, but I want to see what we got, because we played them last time around. I was really impressed with their German defender they brought from Bochum. He was playing in the 2nd division. I've always kept an eye on him. I thought he's always been a good player. He's a good player. They've got some good centre backs. They've got great fullbacks on loan as well. They've got all throughout the team. They've got a lot of young players. Obviously, they've got a free kick taker who's a danger, Ward Prowse, an England international as well. But I just like the way they run as a club, and I really do appreciate Southampton Football Club for what they've been done over the years. They're an institution, and it should be a shame if they did go down. Because of the form. Last season, I think it was under the Ralph, previous manager, they had a run where I think they lost like 10 or maybe even 20 games in a row. It's something ridiculous like that, but they managed to stay up. And I really do hope they get the same again. Because looking at the league, you got Bournemouth down there, same points with the Saints, Everton, Leeds, the Hammers, Leicester, Forest, Wolves, and Palace, all within that same sort of 6-point region of each other, so it's going to be really interesting to play against them. You expect them come to Old Trafford to sit tight, low block, that kind of thing, but you just don't know. I think they can spring it on the break. They've got players that we need to do our data on to get some understanding of, and I think they could still be a threat. So I'm looking forward to this game, but I think we should be winning. When you look at the league, sometimes you got to say to yourself, we should be winning these games, but I'm not here. I mean, Casper, my good friend Casper, who's the top referee in our league, by the way. He's going to talk about Southampton because he seems to know a lot. He's done his homework, as always, and I blow my whistle.
No, look, well, apart from the last bit where you said about the referee and stuff, I agree with what you said about the Southampton bit. Like, to be fair, they're bottom for a long bit, especially with Nathan Jones in charge. But now that they got that win against Leicester last weekend, that is a massive boost for them. They're now 19th in the table. That is a boost for them itself. That result will make them trying to push up because it's quite tight between, is it 13th, 14th, and 20th? There's not a lot of points in between those clubs. So yeah, when it comes to Southampton, they've got some very good players. When it comes to recruitment this season, it's been quite poor in my opinion. I've got something here. They signed for Bazuna from Man City. Yeah. He's a good young goalie, but he's got a mistake in him. You know, they signed James Vree from Luton Town. He's not really had an impact. Orsic, he was one of Croatia's better players at the World Cup. He's not had a chance. They signed Chaleta Char for 7 mil. He's cost them twice in the cup games, in the Carabao and the FA Cup games. So, and then they signed the young lad Mara as well. He comes off the bench, but for 13 million for a club like Southampton, you'd expect him to start. But to be fair, they've got this great player called Lavia, Romeo Lavia, I think is the midfielder who's man of the match against Leicester. You know, I think he's only 18 years old, and mate, look, the top clubs are probably calling for him now. The way he's playing at the minute,
You mean top clubs are Liverpool, because they're usually the ones that come in and rinse Southampton out, aren't they? Yeah.
Lambert, yeah.
Yeah, so look, I'm going to come back to you again, Casper. I want to ask you another question. Right? So poor Nathan Jones, his last 2 games was Brentford and it was Wolves. So we lost 3-0 and 2-1. What is Ruben Selles going to do differently now? I know he's got off to a good start, but what is he going to do different now for this game on Sunday that Nathan Jones would have been doing, well, besides losing?
You know what I expect them to be much better defensively. For example, since he's been in charge in the 3 league games, they've only conceded once, kept 2 clean sheets out of 3 games, and they've only had 3 clean sheets in the league. Nathan Jones had 0 clean sheets. Ralph Hasenhüttl had 1 clean sheet against Bournemouth. So in less games, he's already had more clean sheets than the other 2 managers combined. When it comes to what I expected them, as I said, defensively organised, I expect them to hit Man United on the break, sit deep, just what they did against Chelsea. And what Manchester United cannot do is give away free kicks outside the box. That's a no-brainer. I expect Eric to
penalties as well.
Well, he missed on.
No.
Well, but you never know. But like as I say, when it comes to that position outside the box, you cannot let James Ward-Prowse. He showed it last week against he showed against Chelsea that he can score, and he scored on the count against Leicester the other week. So, you know, I expect them to be well defensively organised. They got, as I said, good result against Leicester last week. That will help them motivate and push them more. So yeah,
good, yeah, nice. Now, guys, for everybody in the chat, make sure you give us a like, share, and a subscribe. Now, Mondi, could I hit you for a few comments, please? Because they're starting to build up there, and I don't want you being overcome by too many of them bad boys.
Big up to Eddie Football Waffle. Go and check out his channel. Naturally, I always say that because it's great. Big up, Eddie. We got Stuart Marshall as well. Big up, Stuart. Hope you're doing well. Stumpy Countertops in the house as well. Good evening. Ed Mack, how you doing? He said, young prospect Casper on the mic. That's right. He's multi-talented, this young man, isn't he? Stumpy again is saying, went to the Dell many, many years ago. That was St. Mary's now, isn't it? The Dell was a great little stadium. Ed Mayhem, how you doing? Good to see you, Ed Mayhem. We've got Mr. B in the house saying central midfielder they brought from Man City looks really good. Casper's just covered that as well. Sub Vids, how you doing? Good evening. And good evening from Callula as well. And Matthew Bassett. And Stuart Marshall saying here, the Dell was a horrible place to go. We had a terrible record there, most certainly. I want to say hi to UK Strange. You say Marcus Golford, for sure. We know who we talk about there. And Neil OB9, how you doing? Welcome to the Man United Agenda. Facts, Casper. Romero Oliveira is a baller. That's right. He's saying facts as in F-A-C-K. This is young term, people with the text talk. Mohammed, how you doing, Mohammed? He's saying Casper is speaking facts, no doubt about it. Big up, Mohammed. He said, and welcome as well. Casper coming in with the notes and everything. He's prepared. He's prepared.
Casper smashing it.
It's a big gig,
Say
isn't it?
hi to C1, East West Essex, massive, no doubt. Big up to C1. And James Ward Prowse is really underrated, says Callula, no doubt about it. And the big boss man's in the house. That's Solar. He's saying hi. Rebels in the house as well. He's saying, peeps, Mr. B broadband needs more broccoli. That's a joke. And Mon, how you doing? He says, this Casper, Don Splurgeon facts only.
I can't even understand what that says, to be fair, mate. So thank you.
You're getting lots of props out here, Casper, and welcome to the agenda, everyone else. Big up, guys.
So, guys, we played Southampton during the year, and we bet them 1-0, and Bruno Fernandes got the goal. Our record from them last year, we drew 1-1 on both games, home and away. And even in one of the games, even though it was a draw, we scored both goals. It was Mason Greenwood got one, and Airman Fred got the other. So hopefully we don't get a repeat this weekend. Amondi, 1-1, 1-1, 1-0. Do you expect a better ratio of goals for this game on Sunday?
The thing is about circumstance. Premier League is just the best league in the world. Like I say, from top to bottom, any team can beat anyone on any given day. But when I look at it, this stage of the season, Southampton probably got 12, 14 games left in the season. They would probably write this one off and say, all right, we're going to Old Trafford. Let's try and keep it tight. Let's try and get away with a draw at most and maybe sneak a win if possible. Have they got the firepower? Are they clicking us yet? Maybe not. So maybe they can write off this game. But if this was at the end of the season when it was like they need to win, then you might see a bit more desperation. But I think if as a manager, this new manager will come in, Sellers, and say, right, let's set up, be organised, and just let's not make any mistakes. Because if you make mistakes against Man United, the way we're playing at the moment, we will neutralise them. We will capitalise on them and score goals. That's something we've been doing a lot lately. And opening teams up. So whether they play a low block or they're trying to press us or whatever, we're capable of countering all these traps. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I think there's going to be goals in this game. There's a lot of people saying we can score. Look, we scored 4 against Betis the other day, and they set up to do the same thing Southampton would probably do. Come away, be a bit conservative, and absorb a lot of play. We're better than that, and we're better than we were last season. That's why these draws we had last season, I think we can increase on that and do better than we did, and probably get a few goals this time around. It's just up to Southampton. I think if we can go to half time. If it's 0-0 or something like that, and we're not scoring, just be patient, get behind the team, and the chances will come. Even against Liverpool in the opening half, we had chances. Do you understand what I'm saying? So we're always going to create on a big pitch like Old Trafford. We've got to do it. And I think the momentum's with us again after that. We've got to turn it around and show some character like we did against Betis and start getting back in the Premier League and winning these games.
Sorry to interrupt you, Pat. Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, buddy.
You talking about the last 3 results, about 1-0, 1-1, and 1-1, if I'm right. I think it's a different Southampton if you think about it. They
different
made
Manchester United as well.
Yeah, exactly that. But for when I'm talking about Southampton, I think they made a lot of signings, 5-6 signings in the winter, and I expect them. If you don't mind going tactic wise, I expect them to set up 4-4-2 or a 4-2-3-1. I don't know if we want to expand on that yet or not.
Okay, well, look, what I was going to go into, and there's 23 beautiful people in the chat. Make sure you give us a like, guys. It's great to have you in here. Thanks very much. Casper, what I want to get to, and it's gonna lead into your tactics as well. Who do you think is Southampton's danger men for this game on Sunday? And if they are going to go in a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-4-2, who's going to be the most dangerous player that we're going to have to look out for? Because this new young midfielder now is going to be the first player on my radar after Ward-Prowse to be looking out for. So who do we expect?
Yeah, Romeo Lavia, as he said, man of the match.
Where's he from, by the way?
Got no idea, mate. To
no
be honest.
Idea. Okay, so we'll keep an eye from.
Yeah, but Romeo Lavia, but I know he's 18 years old, and he's for an 18-year-old first season in the Prem. I think he's smashing it. Another player to look after for is the new signing Alcaraz. I know he's a doubt for Sunday. As I watched Ruben Celis' press conference, he's not 100% confirmed. However, I think with Alcaraz, if he starts, I think Leicester. I mean, if he starts, I think Southampton will go to a 4-2-3-1. And if he doesn't play, I think they'll go 4-4-2. only because Alcaraz is that cam who will cause that creativity. The other cam is Joe Aribo, who signed from Glasgow Rangers, but I think he's out of favour now since Ruben Salas is in charge. So I think they'll go 4-4-2. And if they'll go 4-4-2, then they'll probably go with Che Adams and Sulemana up top, the guy that they signed for 25 mil in the winter. And they'll go 2 up top with Sulemana, Adams, Elinossi and Theo Walcott on both wings. I'd expect if they go 4-4-2. And if they go 4-2-3-1, then I expect if Alcaraz starts, then 4-2-3-1 with Alcaraz as the cam, Sulemana on the left, Walcott on the right, and Che Adams up top. But also, or he could play Armstrong as well.
Oh yeah, sure, Armstrong.
Because he's a good impact player, Armstrong. Sure, Armstrong.
Plenty of dangerous players in there on Monday we'd have to watch out for. Even the old veterans like the likes of Theo Walcott could still cause harm to us on Sunday. So we have to watch out.
Yeah, I forgot about him. It's interesting what Casper's saying there. I mean, they have got a lot of variety. When I was studying them, I could see they can play 2 up top and keep it compact, and also the one behind with the cam in that sort of role as well. I think they're going to go with the latter, play rather than play 2 up top. Maybe play the Scottish boy up top because he's big, he's strong, he can get about the defenders as well. He can win those physical duels, and with someone behind him just to play him in and build up like that. I think Southampton have got a strategy to sort of be conservative, that's for sure. And I think they're going to try and hit us with set pieces, as most teams do, because I think we're really hard to break down at the moment. So I think set pieces, they'll be working on free kicks, corners, that kind of thing. And obviously plays, traps to sort of beat us on the counter when we're usually set up, structured well with a rest defence. I think that's what they'll be looking to do with that big, vast pitch. You've got someone like Walcott running, getting in behind sort of thing. That's going to be danger as well. So it's going to be a really interesting game. And I just want to say to Casper as well, really good analysis there. You just give us loads of food for thought. So great research, bro. Nice one.
Well done, guys. And it is. I just want to elaborate on what Amondi said. So well done, Casper. Now, there is 25 people in the chat, Amondi. Can you hit them comments before we hit to the next phase of the show? Because I want to get people's opinions on what Casper and yourself have been saying on Southampton.
Yeah, most certainly. Just a few more people in the house as well. Want to say hi to Raul. He's saying Casper's spitting fire, flames.
We have another solo in the house.
Yeah, and Max is in the house as well. He's saying free all the guys, in the H prison. Max is saying, how do I turn off a bathroom light? Private joke, maybe. Kalu is saying Southampton have only had 3 clean sheets, so I can't see us not scoring any goals. Stuart Marshall's looking for another 9-0. That'd be nice. Raul saying Casper's showing his inner alpha. Yes, indeed. I want to say hi all the way from Ireland. You're part of the country there. It's Robbie Norman. Everyone giving a wave. Big up, Robbie. Hope you're doing well, man. Here we go. Stuart Marshall saying Garnacho will start along with Sancho and give Anthony a rest. I want to say hi to Waleed. He's saying should have started Nunes. Opinions, Casper. Nunes is that the Liverpool Nunes?
Darwin Nunes?
Yeah.
Okay, we come on to that. 2-0 says UK Strange. Stuart Marshall saying someone is due a proper hammering quite soon. We are, well, it was us.
Yeah, well, it was us, yeah. I don't want to know
3-1 says Ed Mayhem. Couple more now. Ed, how are you doing, Emma? Give Emma a wave. She said, we beat them 1-0 at the start of the season. Surely we can score more this time around, especially at home. And 26 in the chat. Make sure you press the like and subscribe, guys. All you guys who come see Casper, stop what you're doing right now. Press the like button and subscribe.
I'm not the main attraction, man. It's all about Man United. It's not about me.
Casper will be back. Casper will be back. Big up C1 as well. Big up to Ashley Perry. He's saying Casper knows ball. You've got a lot of supporters here. Big up to Neil as well. Yep, they'll be going for set pieces. Maybe they should play a bit of a taller team. UK Strange is here saying Pedestrian needs more game time. He come on, done a really good cameo the other day. DJ Demonic says Casper's been quality tonight. I totally agree. You're a Lazio fan. C1 saying, Casper, can you give your opinion on David Keane's goalkeeping ability? Ed Mayhem. Also, Ed Mack is in the house. Man of the people, Casper. Wow. And yes, here we go. Let's move on.
Okay. So now, guys, we're going to hit to the most controversial part of our show, week in, week out, which is going to be the Solo 11. So, guys, I'm going to pop it up on the screen now in a minute. I want you to get your opinions in the chat. All of you, 24 people, make sure you give us a like, share, and a subscribe. And let's see what Solo has in store for us. So he's gone for De Gea in goal. Shaw, Martinez, Lindelof, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Casemiro, McTominay, Sancho on the right, Bruno, Anthony on the left, and Weghorst up front. OMONDI Juma, which one is jumping out with you straight away? I know which one is for me.
All right, straight away, it's Anthony on the left. I know he played on the left the other day, whipped in a nice ball for Weghorst. Maybe Solo's thinking about that, going back to traditional wingers or playing on the right side. None of this inverted stuff. I think Anthony, if he does play, will be on the right. Sancho probably down on left. There's no Rashford. That stands out for me. And Lindelof coming in for Varane. I think Varane, we'd have to wrap him up in cotton wool. He's known for his injuries. I think Malacia could get a game. And I think Wan-Bissaka definitely deserves a start. Casemiro, McTominay, that's interesting as well. We've got Sabitzer, who I would like to have seen. Apparently, he was injured at the weekend. So I'm quite happy with the squad. Bruno is a machine. Let's be fair to this guy. He plays every single game. And no one can replicate what he does out there. He just gets up and down. He spins in, gets it behind a lot of the time. But everything seems to come through him. He can go from left, right, middle, central, and get him behind. He's just a great player. And his work rate is good as well. So let's get behind Bruno. I like the team. I just think Rashford should be on the cusp of the team or ready to come on if things aren't looking good.
So I was tic-tacking with FC United in the comments there the other night, and she was telling me that Anthony Martial is back fit and training, but I can't find anywhere that says he is, but I'm going to take her word for it. So if that's the case, the only ones we have injured at the moment is Sabitzer, who's unknown, and our two long-term injuries in Donny van der Beek and Christian Eriksen. What do you make of Fred being dropped out at midfield, Casper, and Scott McTominay being brought in to partner Casemiro before we hit the defence?
I've actually got my Man United team before we went on live, and you won't believe me, I got here midfield of Casemiro and McTominay. So I agree with Solo. I actually put Casemiro and McTominay in the middle as well. I agree with him. Fred, Fred gets a lot of criticism for his performances, but I believe he needs a rest. I think he's been brilliant the last couple of weeks, especially that Barcelona performance, that second half performance. For me, he was the best player on the pitch in the second half against Barcelona. Yeah, it was a couple of weeks ago, but I think he's been quite good. And I think with the team that Solo's shown, when it comes to midfield, I agree. Casemiro, McTominay. When it comes to Rashford, I'd play Rashford only because I don't think we need to. Well, Manchester United don't need to play Rashford on Thursday. I think he can have his rest on Thursday and only come on when it's worse comes to worse, when Man United are 2-0 down, then put him on. I think start him Sunday, rest him, not bench him. Bench is a disrespectful word, but rest him Thursday, put him on if it's an emergency. So yeah.
I'm basing my opinion on what both of you guys have said now, and I'm trying to think what Solo was thinking himself. We would have all thought Rashford would have started. So is he thinking that maybe Weghorst is going to start or Anthony's going to start in his position, and maybe if things aren't going right by half time, we might see Rashford being introduced into the team on Monday?
Yeah, I think, look, when we see this top four, we set up like this as a formation, but once the game starts, things change. Obviously, it doesn't remain like that. We're not like that when we got the ball or when we haven't got haven't got the ball. When we haven't got the ball, it's usually two man at the back. These inverted guys, the fullbacks inverted, playing in a half space, and we got four across the top against their defense. And I like the rotations. What we're seeing, we can never predict whether it's Weghorst is playing in deeper, Rashford playing a lot as the top central striker, whether Anthony switches to the left like he did the other day, or Sancho. There's so much rotation in there, so it's really hard to predict. So whatever we see as a starting lineup like this, it never remains the same. That's why I'm not into formations, because formations change throughout the game, especially when you're fluid and you're in the training ground like a Ten Hag side. You can never predict how they're going to set up. And as we've seen in recent weeks as well. So there's always in-game management where you can amend things. You've seen Weghorst start as a central striker, then drop deeper, be that defensive number 10 or whatever he does really well.
I agree with you, Mandy. It's like a 4-1-3, 4-2-1-3.
Yeah. It changes. So what I love to do is watch when I'm watching the game, see us in and out of possession, how we set up and how we're breaking teams down. And you'll see a lot of the time there'll be a line of four forwards or whatever across their back line, trying to stretch the play. And then we've got Casemiro and McTominay in the centre, and you've got inverted wing backs coming through as well, and probably one man hugging touchline wide. And they sort of squeeze over to one side of the pitch, and then we want to have the outlet, say like Anti on the other side of the pitch, to get in one-on-one situations, as he did the other day, which was really good when he scored his goal from that lovely half-space area. So, yeah, really interesting. Comments are flying off. 27 watching right
27,
now. Casper equals views. So big up to Casper. It's definitely from you.
So, Amandi, now that we've just explained this 27 beautiful people in the chat, can you hit some of them comments because they're coming in thick and fast, and I want to get people's opinion on what they're thinking of Solo's 11.
So we've got Neil saying here, I like it, although I'll go for Varane over Lindelof and Rashford over Sancho. On the left, we've got Walid as well saying, nah, Bruno was dead against Liverpool. And he's saying,
Walid, go out of the stream, man.
He's saying he should have been dropped for a bad opinion. But it's his opinion. A bad attitude, sorry. That's from Walid. Talking about Bruno. Where's Rashford? It says Stuart Marshall. He's upset. He'd play Heaton, says Box. Want to see Mark Jeremiah? How you doing? He says, sort of social today. Marshall, he's back in training. Rashford's got starts, says Mr. B. Sub Vid saying, yes, there's some footage of him training. Talk about Martial. Palestri has to start getting even more game time. He seems to be getting better with every game. Such a talent. So
he's knocking on the door.
D. Want to say hi as well to Zebera. A nice one, Casper. Zebera, I hope I'm not butchering your name. And Ashley Perry again. Casper speaking facts. No doubt about it. Couple more comments here. DJ Demonic again is saying, completely agree. I think it's safe enough to rest Rashford for Thursday. They're talking about resting this week and resting for Thursday and play him this week. Forgot about Donny. Bless him. Says FU United forever. Hope he gets fit really soon. Missed you, Donny. Van der Beek, don't forget him. And don't forget Ericsson as well. Sabitzer has to start, says Robbie Norman. I don't know. I think the situation is he might be injured.
It's a doubt. I think even Dalot's a doubt. I think even Dalot's a doubt.
Yeah. Well, Dalot is fresh. I didn't hear about Dalot, to be quite honest with you. But Sabitzer just came in as unknown. And I've looked up a couple of resources, as in everywhere all of us can look as fans. And I can't find anything.
No. Well, yeah. You said it.
So is that it, Amandi, for the comments
I've
for
got
now?
to say, Casper's quite happy with Solo's 11. I'm quite happy.
Especially. Sorry to interrupt one more time, but now especially to Wout. I think Wout starts on Sunday. That's without a shadow of doubt. I mean, Wout's had a very difficult time last week. You know, with the touch and this is Anfield sign antics, and then people, when then the apology came out the next day or day after, and then people thinking he was digging a bigger hole with his explanation with Virgil van Dijk. Listen, I was like, even the first chance against Betis in the first half that he missed, I was generally gutted for him because his work rate's one of the best at the club, to be fair, since he's arrived. I mean, he worked so hard for the team and he's not had the opportunities to score goals. That's the thing about Wedcalls. People say, he doesn't score goals. Listen, for short term, I think he's a fantastic signing for Manchester United for the short term. For the long term, he's a good backup option, in my opinion. And you know the emotion when that came out of him when he scored the fourth goal, mate. I was so happy about Veghels because despite he's not a Man United fan, it means a lot to play for Manchester United. Like Manchester United is an institution. Let's be all real. Like he played for Besiktas, a big club in Turkey. He played for Burnley. He played for Wolfsburg. But Manchester United is the biggest club he's played for, and he knows what it means to play for Manchester United Football Club.
Well said.
And in fairness to, I'm going to give some props to Solo for his 11. I don't know about Anthony and Sancho's positions. I'd probably swap the two of them around and have Sancho on the left, as Amandi said, and Anthony on the right. But that is a hard-working team.
I'd agree with the starting 11. I was maybe thinking drop Martinez because he's been playing week in, week out. Maybe give him a break from domestic football after the last domestic game, as we all know what happened.
I think he's changing too much if he changes two centre.
Yeah, I know. You know what? I'd probably give Lindelof and Maguire a game, or you play him on Thursday. So you either play Martinez, Varane on Sunday, or you give both Maguire and Lindelof a chance on Thursday. But if I was Eric Ten Hag, I'd probably play Maguire on.
Well, if I was a betting man and going by what Eric Ten Hag's done recently, it's going to be
I know he's not going to change.
It was Thursday. But anyways, guys, we're going to go to the final furlong of the show. We're going to go to our score predictions. Now, guys, 24 in the chat. Make sure you give us a like, share, and subscribe. And while I ask Amandi and Caspar their predictions, can you please let me know in the comments what you think yourself? And if you have the time, stick in who your first goal scorer may be. So, Caspar, what are you thinking for Sunday against Southampton?
I think it's going to be 2-0 to Manchester United. Only on the basis of that Southampton, since Ruben Salas has come in, they've been defensively. I wouldn't say they're organised. They've improved defensively. I wouldn't say that they're well defensively organised because they've got a mistake in them, especially the Bochum defender that you mentioned, Omondi at the beginning of the show, Bella Kotchap, and Bednarek at the back. They've got two very good wing-backs in Maitland-Niles and Walker-Peters or Perrod. So I think defensively they're quite. They've improved since Ruben Sellers come in, 2 clean sheets out of 3. But I think they'll concede, and I think they'll concede twice. And I think it'll be 2-0. And well, first goal scorer, it's hard to say. Depends who starts. If Rashford starts, I'll go Rashford. If Rashford doesn't start, I'm going for my man, Wout Weghorst.
Okay. Amanda, I'm going to come to you last because I always know that you like to become last for the score predictions. So myself, I would like to think that we're going to win a comfortable 3-1. And I'm only saying this because there is some decent young players in that Southampton side, as well as experienced players that can catch it out on the hop. We have Ward Prowse and we have Theo Walker. These guys, never to be underestimated. They can get goals if they catch you napping. So, Amanda, before you give your own score prediction, or if you want to give it first before we go to the comments, walk away, my man.
Okay, so there's a lot of scores coming in. Let's have a look. Solo is saying 3-1 to Man United. We've got Mr. B saying 5-1 to Man United. 3-0 says Subvids. We've got 3-1 from Callula, same as Pat. Ghost is saying 7-0. That's a joke, isn't it, on us? We're going to get a lot of that lately. 5-1 says Stuart Marshall. 3-1 again says Valid. That's a decent, popular scoreline, isn't it? 5-0 says Emma K. Yeah, we need that. It'd be nice, wouldn't it, if we had the score like that? And I'm saying, I'm going to say 1-0. I think we just got to manage the game, score that goal, and just see it out. And just, it'll be tight at 1-0, obviously, but it shows character if we can get through the game, score an early goal, and manage the game and neutralize all their threats, and just by controlling the game. This is something we need to do more regular. So 1-0 Man United at home.
Lovely, lovely. Now, Amanda, I, for one, have enjoyed myself tonight with yourself and Casper. And Casper, you've been fantastic, as everybody in the comments has said all along. So, Casper, where can we find you? And we'd love to have you on again.
Where can you find me?
Yeah, have you got a social? Have you got a Twitter?
Yeah, Instagram. It's my name. My name is KACPER _IGNATRUK. I think I follow the Man United agenda. I'll follow you back, guys, anyways. But yeah, that's my Instagram. That's and Twitter. Casper and my surname IGNATRUK 1. I think that's my Twitter. Yeah, follow me on there if you want, if you like, as Gary Neville says. Yeah.
I just want to say as well, look, I know Casper for a while, a good friend of mine, well respected as well. And
also the circumstances how we met as well, it was pretty unique as well.
Yeah, but I think he's one of the best refs in our Sunday league with grassroots football. Honestly, really direct, really on the money, and I'd love to come on talk to you about grassroots football and refereeing and the issues that refs go through and all that kind of thing, because we need to get behind our referees in the league.
I think we need to talk. It's me now asking you guys. We got to sort this out because the incidents that are occurring year by year, grassroots level, get worse and worse and worse. Yeah. At the start of the year, already had 5 incidents. Yeah. So it's not ideal.
This is why we say we have to support.
Yeah, we need to sort it out. I think we need to sort it out.
I know you're getting paid. But you do a fantastic job. And
it's not about the money. It's not about the monies, though. But
but it's what you guys keep us alive. Honestly,
not
really of you, and we can't run you out by this bad behaviour that we get with some sort of players and all that kind of thing. So I support you 100%, Casper. I think you're a brilliant ref, and that's why I'm backing you, and that's why I think we need to get the word out that all players should be backing our referees out there.
We need to sort this out on Monday because.
And Casper, you're always going to get a bit of love on the Man United agenda, so never worry about that. If you ever feel it, come back on.
Yeah, I'd love to come back on, man. I loved it here.
Good man. Now, unfortunately, Mr. B is having a Wi-Fi. No, sorry, Emma K, you have to put me right off. Unfortunately, Mr. B is having a Wi-Fi nightmare tonight, and he's unable to do the takeaway, and we can't do the takeaway without Mr. B because he is the man, the myth, the legend of the Friday night takeaway. So, unfortunately, guys, our next show is going to be on Sunday for the watch along. So make sure you catch Mr. B and Papi, Mr. Botswana Papi on the watch along on Sunday. But for us tonight, guys, thank you very much and have a lovely evening.
Thank you.
Good night.